Welcome back, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. In today's episode, we're gonna do a little bit of firewood felling. We're gonna take down a few trees that are in the way, and we're gonna make some areas to drop some logs, and we're gonna get some stuff taken down. I want to get this backside of this one cherry limb taken down, and get some wood on the ground in general. That way, we have more stuff to cut. We've been chugging right along here and doing a fairly good job of harvesting ash. This is stuff that we harvested before. You can see the bigger checks in it. But for example, this one's all the way through to the center, just like how some of these are. And then this stuff to the right here was stuff that was just harvested. It's been harvested and dropped, and it just recently been bucked. So it doesn't really start drying until you get that cut on each side. And then obviously once you start splitting it open, you'll get even more out of it. Just for today, we're gonna take the Husqvarna YTH 22V6 out. It's got a 22 horsepower twin cylinder engine, and we're also using the Husqvarna 562 XP with a little bit of a muffler mod on it. This is what we're running today. We're gonna go ahead in and get some oil. I think that's good. There was another can of fuel somewhere. Oh, it's right here. All right. I am going to grab an axe and some wedges, so stay tuned. Give her some juice. There's a widowmaker right there swaying in the wind that needs to come down. $40 race fuel. So this is just a stem we're gonna lay down. We're only going after ash here. I really don't want to have to season wood. The stuff that's already like ready to go like this. Perfect. So that's moving pretty good in the wind, so we're gonna walk around the back side of that and stay in the safe zone. Because this is kind of stuff that you don't want to be driving back here and it randomly just comes down. It's also stuff in the foliage you wouldn't recognize unless you know what you're looking for, like the bark that's missing and stuff. So we'll get the 562 XP fired up. You can hear some stuff creaking in the wind. Looks like that's actually caught up on something there. Well, one thing at a time. Right where it wants to go. It might get hung up, but it's relatively short. This is ash. So next to it is ash, but I want stuff that doesn't have any limbs on it, like this. This is perfect. You want just the limbless stuff. Like that one there can go, that small one. Got a lot of leaves to it, so I shouldn't really need to do much of it. Oh, that's probably gonna hang up. Down softly. How you do that, ladies and gentlemen? Nice cherry. my eyes. Whew. Good times. I call that progress. Got a bunch of chunkers down. Yeah, going with everything with no foliage. Dead standing. Excuse me. If it's got foliage, it's alive and it's gonna keep growing. That cherry though, look at that. Have a lot of nice wood on that. Or I'll just leave it in the air and let it season. Took a lot of weight off that tree. Not a whole lot of cherry right there, but there's some, and then there's more cherry right there. So just drop it, bucket, haul it out. Wow, look at that. This rim was all a lot rotted. Huh. The rest of it's all solid though. Nice solid cherry. That's what this is too. Same bark. That's cherry, and a lot of cherry back here. Cherry's good wood. This is a nice spot where I can pull the wagon right up here too and buck all this and pull it right out. So I don't want to drop too much more because I want to keep this open where we can drive around back here and get the trailer in and out. So we'll scooch these pieces down and get them all piled up, and then we will pull those other ones out of the woods that we need out. There's also this ash here too that we gotta buck up. So next is just bucking. Looks like we'll be getting a chalk out with a piece of wood and just going to town and bucking. I want to pull this one out, and there's another one that's over there too that I want to pull out. So they both need to get dragged this way. This one first and then that one. So as long as we do our pile over here, we'll be good. Ooh, what a workout. Yeah, this is the size stuff to go after. Anything smaller than that isn't really worth the time. It's got to be at least bigger than a 2-liter bottle. At least that's what the wife says.
get the winch out. Let's start wrestling some of these logs then. We got 2 long ones here that need to come in. I'll drag them right in the woods. Probably strap up to that tree there. Yeah, should be good. All right, let's just move this stuff out of the way. We kind of got shrapnel all in our thing. There's a hole we're covering here, so we're gonna keep this over here. As well as these pieces. Move these long stringers out of the way that fell. That's still good wood, just not for selling. I'm sweating my face off out here. All right, that's good. Let's pull those other 2 out of the woods, and then we'll start marking everything for bucking. Actually, let's rip this while we got the saw out and see if there's any good wood here, and we'll take that too. We've logged all the way through here. All this dead ash we've taken and harvested and used. This is all dead ash too that we're gonna salvage. Let's see if this wood over here is any good. A lot of this wood needs time to mature. Everyone thinks everyone's out just down to cut trees, and I mean some people are trying to clear out whole forest for no reason, but we're taking stuff that's down and making room for more, clearing it out. So yeah, that's about as far as we own that way. This is just on the ground, that's why we're taking care of this, but we're not going to cut anything on that side of this tree back that way. We're good to go back a little bit farther ways. There's a circle there, so about here, and then we own at a diagonal that way, so all that is ours, and some of that back there as well. So we got a lot of land. We're gonna stop messing with the small little scraggly stuff and go after the bigger diameter stuff at this point. It's just gonna be more worth it, and this stuff's already dry and dead standing, so it'll go quick, and I should be able to cut it up, load it in a trailer. The idea of that processor is nice if you got a bunch of small stuff in one area already centralized, but if you're gonna move stuff to that processor each time, it's a lot of work. So all right, enough of the small talk. Let's go get some chalk. We're gonna need chalk eventually to chalk this up, and we're gonna grab the winch and we're gonna pull those trees out of the woods.